Welcome to How to Cook That. I'm Reardon, and today I'm going to show you how to make choux pastry and pastry cream, which you can use to make a croquembouche or chocolate eclairs or profiteroles, and I'm going to show you how to make each of those today. So to start with, we need to make our choux pastry, and to do that, turn your oven onto a high heat, and this is important for the pastry to rise up and puff up properly. Then put your butter and water into a saucepan and stir it over heat until it's melted. All of the recipe quantities and temperatures that you need are on the website, howtocookthat.net. There's a link in the description below the video. Then add in your flour and stir this vigorously. It'll start to clump together and eventually form a ball. And keep stirring it over the heat for another minute. Then remove it from the heat and using an electric beater, add in the eggs one at a time. Each time you add in an egg, the beater seems to slice the mixture up into little pieces, but if you keep mixing, it'll come together. If you don't have an electric mixer, then you can just use your muscles and do it by hand using a spoon. You can use the leftover egg whites to make macarons or pavlova or even chocolate pavlova, and all those recipes are on the channel so you can check them out after. Once you've added the last egg, you'll have a really thick, gooey mixture. Place this mixture into a piping bag, and to make that easier, I like to put the bag over a vase so I can put it in without it spilling everywhere. And I'm not using any tip on this piping bag, I'm just using the bag plain. Shake it down to the bottom and squeeze it to the end. Line a baking tray with non-stick baking paper, and if you're making a croquembouche or profiteroles, then pipe small dollops onto the baking tray. They'll puff up in the oven, so don't make them too big. If you're making eclairs, then pipe straight lines. The thicker you make them, the bigger they will be. I'm making quite small ones, so they're about the right size for the kids here. Place them in the oven for approximately 20 minutes for profiteroles or 30 minutes or more for the eclairs, depending on the size that you've piped them. Then take one out and check if it's crisp on the outside and not too soggy on the inside. If they're not crisp when you take them out, then as they cool, they'll collapse on themselves like this one. You can still use them, but they're not going to be as good because they don't have that crisp outside. Just leave the others in the oven for a few more minutes and they'll be nice and crisp. Now to make the pastry cream, which is basically a custard that's been thickened with egg yolks and flour. Whisk together the sugar and the egg yolks until they're pale, and then whisk in your flour. Put the milk in a saucepan and heat it until it just begins to boil. And while your milk is heating, you can infuse it here with different flavours. One of my favourites is to use a blueberry and rose tea. You could add vanilla bean or grated fresh ginger. You could even swap some of the milk for a juice. Just have some fun inventing your own flavours for the custard that goes in the middle of these. Pour a little of the hot milk over the egg yolks, whisking the whole time when you add it. Then add a bit more, whisk it through, and then add the rest of your milk. Once that's well combined, then return this whole mixture to the saucepan and stir over high heat until it thickens. You need to keep stirring the whole time during this process. And once it starts to thicken, this took about 2 minutes in my saucepan, keep stirring it over the heat for another minute, and this makes sure that all the starch granules in the flour burst so you don't have that floury taste to your custard. If you're using vanilla essence, you can add that here and stir it in, or if you want a chocolate pastry cream, add some cocoa powder and grated dark chocolate and stir that through here as well. You can spread it out in a large dish and cover it with cling wrap, and that will help it to cool down quickly, or you can just leave it in the bowl if you're not in a hurry. Now at this point you have a choice. Do you want to make a croquembouche or do you want to make profiteroles or chocolate eclairs? It's up to you. Just click on the picture of the video that you want to go to, or there's a link to both of them in the description below the video.